to the Skein Scoop.
It's episode 25.
Is that a milestone?
Totally.
Because we decided it is.
Yes. It also says on this paper that it's Monday, October 24th, because this is not the first, not the second, but the third time that we're podcasting or
Third
attempting.
time's a charm. Here's to us.
Yeah. It's been a sick week at my house.
That's right. We should
Not
probably
with me.
say who we are.
Oh, hi. I'm Justine.
I'm Lori.
Nice to see you.
And we're at Skein Yarn Shop in East Greenwich, Rhode Island. Welcome to our podcast.
Does it look fuzzy?
Could it be because we're kind of near the window?
Should I rub the camera? Where's the camera?
I don't know what happens when you rub the camera.
I don't know. Like it cleans it up a little bit. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, everybody.
I thought something was going to get bigger.
No. Hello.
Yeah.
That was naughty.
Someone had to play Marlene's role.
I guess. Yeah, it's been a sick week. So
yes,
I'm fine.
Yes.
All
so
my
the
kids
plan
are now
was
fine.
The plan was Monday. We were like, yes, we're finally going to do our Rhinebeck roundup. And
we had hours. We didn't have the shop wasn't open.
That's right.
Like,
we were
going
so
on.
excited. And then
Sunday
just about
night.
to, was it Sunday night? Oh, that's right.
Sunday night, Ben got sick. So Mondays
right.
plans were canceled. So we were like, okay, it's fine. We'll do it Thursday. And then Thursday morning, Charlotte was sick. So I was home. But that did mean I did get a fairly decent amount of knitting done in the 2 days that I was home with them. And yesterday when I was home with just Charlotte, it was really nice. Other than when she was a psycho, but it was really nice to be just the two of us. It's weird. It's weird when you go from like, on maternity leave and my extended leave when it was just the two of us together. We spent so much time just the two of us together. And
Yeah.
it's weird now that like they're all in school and big and whatever. I never have alone time with one of them. Like least of all her. I have
Yeah.
the most alone time with Harrison.
Yeah, that's right.
But that's just because I'm schlepping him all over the place. I folded my sweater and I got a crease in it. Ugh. Gotta pull up the
Can't
steamer.
really see it.
Here.
Oh,
Sorry.
it's all good. Everybody can sympathize.
So we have so much to talk about
We
because
do.
we have to talk about Rhinebeck and we have to talk about a million things that showed up at the shop in the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks before we podcasted the last time. If you missed it, I posted a video of all of the videos and pictures and stuff that we had taken from Rhinebeck, so you can watch that. And if I know how to figure this out, I'll try to put like a link to it on the video so that you can see it. Have you ever seen it? No, you don't watch podcasts.
I'm so bad. I am so bad. That's I watch a few, but I never watch them in their. I don't watch them in their entirety. I watch like
Snippets
of.
Well,
of
you know
them.
how if you ever sometime watching a video and then like a link will come up with the video that they're talking about in the corner.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I'm gonna figure out how to do it. I'm gonna put the link to the Rhinebeck recap up there.
Yeah, you need to figure that out.
Anyway, so we're gonna talk about Rhinebeck after we talk about our knitting, and we have a million things that we want to make sure we tell you all about.
Oh my gosh,
It was
so many things.
super
We're still talking about
fun.
it, and it was 2 weeks ago.
Mhm.
I mean, it was. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was.
It was
It's like
insane.
tough to know where to begin. What was your favorite part?
My favorite part was definitely Cake Palooza.
Okay. Why?
Because I got ridiculous.
The most stuff.
I got the most stuff. And I think like it was the least overwhelming to me. I think because it was first.
And it was the smallest.
It was the smallest. Yeah. I mean, I underestimated how much time we would have to knit and that stuff. Like I thought that was going to be like,
You overestimated.
I
You
overestimated.
overestimated.
Yeah. Sorry.
How much time we
I
would
thought
have
we were
to
going to
knit.
have all the time in the world. We didn't. Although,
Oh my gosh,
maybe
we
my
both-
favorite part was dinner when we got recognized for podcasting.
Oh my gosh, that was really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was
at Terrapin. That was on Friday.
Friday night.
We went to the most delicious dinner
In Rhinebeck,
called
yes.
Terrapin. It was amazing. It was so delicious.
How lucky did we get with the parking?
We got amazing parking. Lori's an excellent parallel parker, just so you know. I am also a very good parallel parker. We have lots of gifts in parallel parking. And did you see that bug just go by? I was like,
I did not.
Squirrel. So we got there. We had the most amazing waitress. She was so good.
Oh wait, let me see if I can remember her name.
I want to say it was Olivia, but I don't think it is.
No, it was definitely not Olivia. It was not Grace either.
We had a really, really fantastic dinner, but we sat down at this table. And,
Paige.
Yes, it was Paige. And we were we were relatively close to the table next to us. I like scooted in and we both pulled out our knitting.
Our butts had not hit the chair yet.
And this lady goes, Rhode Island! She's like, I love your podcast. And we were like, oh my God.
That was amazing.
It was really bizarre. It was really funny. But I mean, a couple of instances like that happened throughout the whole weekend.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
The lovely woman from Massachusetts whose daughter is also a freshman at Brandeis. That was awesome.
Yeah. All our friends that we met in the lobby at the hotel.
Yes. We stayed at the Marriott Courtyard Kingston.
It was great.
That was really good. Mm-hmm. My favorite part was just meeting all the friends.
Yeah. I should have said that. That was rude. I should have said that too.
It's okay. It was your first time. You were
a
Rhinebeck virgin.
Yeah, I was overwhelmed.
You were.
Yeah,
I thought your eyes were going to roll back up into your head.
Yeah, at Saturday I was like, I cannot do this. I said to her, I'm leaving. I'm done. I'm walking away and I'm not peopling anymore.
Wait. Yeah. On the hill at Rhinebeck.
Super overwhelming.
You were like, okay, let's go.
I'm done. Stop. If you talk to one more person, I'm going to leave you. I'm going to find that car.
I'm going to punch you in the face.
Wherever the car is. I have no idea. Because we had to park in East Chippewa.
Let's go.
I was like, I cannot. That's why we were so good at it. Because I didn't care if you were like, let's go over here. And you didn't care if I was like, let's go over here. We were very easy. But I think,
What was a relief? That we were very good traveling partners.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, right?
Totally. Lori made this huge big deal about the snoring.
Wasn't that bad, right?
I love sleeping with earplugs now. Yeah.
Which I provided.
Okay. All right. Well, let's get back to Rhinebeck after we talk about knitting, in case some people don't want to hear all about us talking about Rhinebeck.
All right. So that's good. We did a little bit about Rhinebeck, and we will get back to it.
I didn't finish my tee in time. I wanted to wear this on Friday at Cake Palooza, but I didn't finish it until this past. When did I finish? Weekend. This is the Quill Tee by Tiff Nealon.
It's really beautiful.
I used Dream in Color, Lamb and Goat. It's a fingering weight yarn. The colorways are Bone, and the purple is called Bayberry. I made a couple of, it's like really wrinkled.
It's okay.
I made a couple of adjustments. It's supposed to have a picot edge, and I decided to just, it's twisted rib. So I did one row in the purple, not in ribbing, just a plain knit row, and then I bound off in ribbing. And so I think it makes it have like a little bit of a nice little edge. I was contemplating doing it on the sleeves, but then I decided I didn't want to do that. Yeah, I'm loving it. I love it so much. It's so warm. It's so soft.
Oh, it's so
good. And I showed it to Tiff Nealon when I met her at Cake Palooza, and she said that she loved it. And now we're best friends.
There you go. Because you're best friends with all the people that you meet.
I was going to say something else about it, this yarn. I can't remember. If you haven't used it yet, you should use it. That's what I want to say about this yarn, because it's so soft. You should use it.
Shut up. I'm going to punch you.
Just saying. Lori,
I do not advocate violence, by the way. Should we put a disclaimer at the bottom of this? That whenever we
don't
are
really
talking
punch people.
Ever. We don't. We totally joke about it.
Have you ever punched anyone?
No. Never in my life.
Not even your sister?
I knew you were going to say that. No, I have never punched her. I've probably girl slapped her.
Oh yeah. I don't think I've actually punched my sister, but I've always been bigger than her, so I used to just sit on her and like tickle her like crazy.
We got into one, I know. It's like, we got into one like girl fight when we were teenagers, and my mother like had to get between us.
Kristen punched a kid in school once. Yeah, really? She got
like
sent to
punched,
the
like closed
knocked
fist?
her out. Yeah.
whoa.
Yeah, but she was like in 3rd grade. The girl said something really not nice to her, and Kristen
Well, then
punched
she
her.
deserved it.
Totally.
We do not advocate violence. We don't. As long as we keep saying it, it's fine.
Yeah, sure.
Ah,
Okay.
so,
Let's talk about your sweater.
shall we? Perhaps someone has noticed that this sleeve looks a little different than the other sleeve. So,
She said in the last podcast, I will be wearing that sweater next time.
and true to my word, I am wearing it. So, interestingly enough, if, for those who follow us on Instagram and Facebook, I was wearing this at Rhinebeck, but only in the parking lot.
And only because I said, get out of the car and put that thing on and go stand in front of the trees.
That's right.
And it was a great picture and everybody loved it.
That's right. And so many people, when I came back, said, that's so awesome that you finished your sweater and you wore it at Rhinebeck.
Or they were like, oh, it was so funny. It didn't matter that you wore it unfinished around Rhinebeck. And she was like, no, I
didn't. Only in the parking lot because Justine made me because she said she was going to punch me in the face. We do not advocate violence. Anyway, so here it is. Still not finished. But I have made progress. I have knit on it a little bit every day. It's going to be finished soon. I finally have a sleeve that's done. For those who have not seen this before, who are new to
have you been?
Where are you, under a rock? Because it's the only thing I've also been working on my Musselburgh. Here is the Tecumseh sweater by Caitlin Hunter, Boylan Knitworks. I love this sweater. I've loved working on it. It's done in Madeline Tosh and a little bit of Jillian Kittles. I absolutely love this yarn. Here it is. Still got 2 inches of ribbing to do on the bottom. It's on barber cords.
It's not twisted rib though, is it?
It is not twisted rib.
I hate twisted
rib. So I'm trying to think. I modified the sleeve a little bit. First I did this sleeve.
Right.
Okay. And I did it exactly as Caitlin Hunter said, and it was too short. And so then I went and I finished this sleeve. So then I went and I did this sleeve the way I wanted it done. I wanted long sleeves. I didn't want 3/4 sleeves. So I wanted long sleeves. So this is the length of sleeve that I want. And I did the cuff longer. So I did it's about a 1.5 inch, maybe a 2 inch cuff. I like it that way. I'm not going to push it up. I'm going to wear it. I get cold in the winter time, so I just want it, where I want it. And I also found that when I raised my arm, because of where she has the sleeve separated, when I tried it on, like the way it lifts, like the sleeve was coming way up here. So now where it is, I like it. It's an
really
interesting
pretty
construction. And so I think once everything's done and the ribbing's done.
What is that like? When the sleeve is so far away from your armpit, what is that kind of style called?
Almost like a dolman.
Yeah.
A dolman sleeve or a batwing sleeve.
Yeah. I want that.
So what if you go to Ravelry and you see, because there are, many over, I want to say,
I was just looking at them.
over 2,000 projects. It's a very popular pattern.
Yeah, there's
to
over 2,000.
How many?
Over 2.
Right. So many people, they did not want to do it this way. And so they separated before this color work.
Yeah.
They separated up here.
Yeah.
I wanted to do it as the pattern called for. I find it very comfortable this way. But some people separated up here.
Yeah, it looks like some people separated right between here.
Yep. But I like it this way.
I love it. It's cozy and oversized and what you want to throw on.
That's right. So
a little cumbersome with the yarn attached to it
yes.
and the barber cord.
That's right.
That was mean, sorry.
Whatever.
Okay.
I can't wait till it's done. Because I'm dying to cast something else on, like really dying. And every time Justine tells me that she has cast something else on, it makes me...
She said not nice things to me this week.
I did say some not nice things to her this week.
Mm-hmm.
And...
only about knitting, not about real life.
No. And, but I refuse to cast on something new until I finish this, although I might go back on that. And, but just because I want to finish this and wear it without a ball of yarn attached to it.
Yeah.
And, so that's it.
One of the things that we got into the shop new this week has been new merchandise from Calico.
Oh man.
So,
selling out of the box that it came in.
Prior to going to Rhinebeck, I had seen the canvas backpacks and wanted one of those to bring to Rhinebeck, but the box didn't come in time because Kenny was on vacation. Just kidding, it wasn't really Kenny's fault.
Wait,
just
did I say that I did this in Tosh DK?
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
And Jillian Kittles.
Okay.
So we got the backpacks in, but we also got these totes, and when I saw the tote, I fell in love with it. So I was like, I'm gonna take the tote. So these are the canvas totes, the maker's totes from Calico. Has tons of pockets, lots of storage, lots of things, and inside it is another bag with...
It doesn't come with that bag.
No.
You made it sound like it
Sorry.
did.
Inside mine is this bag with another new thing that we got in this.
Sorry.
We got more assigned pooling yarns in.
It comes with this
whole
alpaca
project.
bag.
This is a bag by Joe.
And a half-done assigned pooling project.
This is a bag from Bags by Joe, our friend. This is like a little one. Isn't this little?
This is an OG.
Yeah, this is really old.
Yeah, it's so good.
Okay, so this is my progress on my Calico shawl, and I brought it to kind of look
Oh my God,
front
it's
table.
so good.
So this is the yarn by McAlindin Tosh with Barker wool. Excuse me. Would you grab those other colors?
Yes, I will.
So this is the
I have to take my ball of yarn. Hold on. Hold on.
This is the Calico shawl by Dawn Barker, and I'm using this yarn from Mad Tosh called Comic Book Art. And basically, if you're not familiar with assigned pooling, you do the pattern plain until you arrive at the pop of color, whatever your, ooh, I just stabbed myself in the eye. Whatever your pop of color is. So mine in this case is the hot neon orange, yellow, not orange.
That is not orange.
There's a knot right here. That's why I got distracted. So
You poked yourself in the eye.
I forgot my colors and I got poked in the eye, so I called it orange, but it's yellow. And then there's a floret cluster that you do to make those cute little bumps. And so this Calico version takes two skeins of the same color, but there's other assigned pooling patterns. If you search for Dawn Barker on Ravelry as the designer, there's a ton of different options. And we got in the whole McAlindin Tosh Barker wool collection.
And they come out, they are continuing to come out with 2 new colorways. I don't think it's once a month, they're just, but every time they come out with new colorways, it's 2 at a time. So this is Marilyn, which I have to tell you is gorgeous. And when I saw it online, when they sent out the sales sheet for it, we were both the same, weren't we? We were like,
It's much better in real life.
It's better in real life. It's really pretty.
This was the last one last month, along with the comic book art, which is this. These were the 2 that came out last time. This one is comic book art, and this one is everyday objects. So I thought that these were going to be really too similar, but you can really tell right there. Like this one is way more charcoaly, and this one's more blue with the really awesome green. It's like a really good green. And then this one is called Seated Ballerina. And if you look online at Barker wool and you see the fizz cowl, that is a new kind of stitch for assigned pooling. We saw it in real life. It's gorgeous, and it's in this color. It's really, really fun. And then there's another pattern that we saw in Rhinebeck too that use these two together, I think.
I'm not really sure. I just know that it was at
awesome.
the McAlindin booth at
Cake Palooza. Oh, was it
Wool and Folk? Folk
and
and Wool, as Stephanie
Folk and
says.
Wool. And that one was called Drift, and it's two contrasting colors with this floret happening, but striping these two colors.
And it was gorgeous.
It was so really, really, really beautiful. So if you haven't tried this yet, it's really, really fun. And once you get it down, like the beginning is maybe a tiny bit fussy, but once you're like cruising along, there's so much plain knitting. I took it to lunch with me the other day, and I just worked on it while I was sitting waiting at lunch. I mean, it's really easy to just put in your bag and take along with you, which is why it's in my cute little alpaca bag in my Delaque tote. That's all I have to say about that. I casted on something new that I have been wanting to cast on
For a long time.
for a really long time. In fact, I bought not one but 2 sweaters worth of yarn for this sweater, but I just couldn't wait any longer. So as soon as this was done, I was in the clear.
Is this your Tanny Casey bag?
It is my Tanny Casey bag. So at Cake
So
Palooza, we found the Tanny Casey booth, and Lori and I were in that booth for I think it fell down. Your bag of bags.
My bag of bags.
So this is my Tanny
Is that
Casey.
like your show of shows?
Yeah, this is my Tanny Casey bag. I can link it below. We don't have these in the shop, but
We just have to show you anyway because they're so good.
they're so good. The bottom, like, it's so good.
Yeah.
They're just so sturdy.
Here's mine. Here are mine. There. I bought so many.
This one is beautiful.
Because I'm a bag whore. I love this one.
She's got pockets on the inside and the grommets if you want to have your yarn pulled through the grommets. And then Lori also got the I forgot they called it a bucket or a tote. I can't remember.
Oh my God, I love it so much.
Yeah, that one is really beautiful.
And there were big, and then there was a size bigger than this.
I still can't believe you didn't get the
other one.
Mm-hmm.
I know, I loved it. I don't know if she wholesales, but I don't know.
Yeah, we were in there for, like, you could only be at Cake
long
Palooza for
time.
2 hours. We got there like maybe 15 minutes into it.
I'm trying
and we
to.
spent like an hour in this booth.
Oh my gosh.
And by the time when I finally went over to check out, the girl looked at me like, seriously?
What was
You're
her
getting
name?
one bag? She was so nice.
She was so nice. I have her card somewhere.
In my Tanny Casey bag.
Oh, and we met and I'm not sure if we're saying her name correctly. I don't know if it's Tanny or Tanay
Yeah,
or Tanay,
I don't know.
and I feel bad about that.
In my bag, you made me all self-conscious about saying it wrong. Is one of my Delaque cases. These are called Buddy cases, and we have these in the store. They came in. We have them in sage, pink, indigo blue, and like a plum. If you haven't seen these before, mine's loaded. It doesn't come with all these things, but it's magnetic inside, so all your stuff just like sticks in there. It's great.
I'm surprised that you can handle that.
I'm also surprised that I can handle that. You know what happened? This sweater had so many locking stitch markers, so when I took them all off, I was like, start another sweater. I don't care.
So what I find about that is that I lose much fewer
Oh, totally.
stitch markers as a result of the fact that that is magnetic.
Obsessed. All right, so, here.
Oh, yeah, there's your card. So if you're interested in following her on Instagram, it's spelled TANNEICASEY. Of course, Justine will link it, so I don't even know why I just spelled it like that.
Okay, of course.
Oh,
Okay, so I
I am so jealous about this.
I'm using yarn that we when we
Is this
met,
what you just took a picture of?
Yeah.
Oh, it looked so much lighter. That's so
might have been the
weird.
sunlight. Green is a hard color.
Oh, that's gonna look so good on you.
Oh, it sure is. when we met with Andrea
Such a lack of
to
confidence.
go over picking yarns, and I felt this yarn, I was like,
She was dead.
I literally was like, I don't care, buy whatever you want,
But just
I like
get this.
held the sample like knit up, and I was like, I'm obsessed with it. So this is by Langyarns. It's just called Yak. It's 70% extra fine merino wool, 30% yak, and it is gorgeous. Of course, the price tag is right over it because it's the widest part. Lang Yak. It is so good. I can't even. So I cast on finally my Oxa, also by Caitlin
I think
Hunter.
I might have to do this as well because it's just too good.
I will tell you, it is so appealing to me because it is not easy. It's not one that I will tell a million people that they should knit. It is not that it's hard, but
You have to focus.
there's a lot of, it's a big chart. Somebody will make fun of me because I don't have markers on it, but it's so much texture, and this yarn is so really beautiful. I will tell you the like X's right here, it took me a while to get them right, and by that I mean it took a little bit of time. In the picture I wasn't sure how this stitch was done here. It's just slip with the yarn in front. I just think it's so cool.
Why did it take you a while to get it right? What was confusing about it?
The chart is they're long charts. The whole texture section is 75 rows of
Whoa.
charting. And so the chart is really long and the key is really small on the top right. And they're left,
That was Maya.
they're left pearl twists and right pearl twists.
Okay.
And I kept mixing up. I didn't want to do it with a cable needle, so it just took me a minute to get it going.
So they were stitches that you hadn't necessarily done before, so you had to learn them.
No, I had to make sure when I was I kept trying to do it with holding the yarn and like twisting the stitches without a cable needle.
Okay.
So I think that was what, now that I know how to do it, it's not that big a deal.
Right.
And nothing is hard. I mean,
It's just time consuming.
It is time consuming. And I noticed that my hand kind of hurts a little bit, just because I haven't knit a worsted sweater in a while. Is that a
stunning. No, that is not a lie. You work in DK a lot.
I work
in
fingering weight mostly. I noticed a huge difference. I mean, the needle size isn't very big either. It was a 6 for the ribbing and then a 7 for the body. I think by the time there's not very many rows that are just plain. I'll give you that. Like, you know, even these like seemingly simple like pearl rows are not, because they're pearl rows with like a make one.
And yet, despite that, you have done a ridiculous amount in a very short amount of time.
Well, it's because my children were sick and we watched a crap ton of movies. I'm obsessed. The yarn is stunning, and I think everybody should have something
So that
made out
being
of yak.
said, I'm going to do a worsted boxy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the 75 rows will get you.
Oh man, it's so beautiful though.
I mean, it's gonna be so good.
So beautiful.
Yeah, it's really good. After you don't separate for sleeves until after those 75 rounds of.
Oh,
That's quite a bit. But this is 35, I think.
wow.
I'm about halfway done.
That's awesome. This yarn is luscious.
It's stupid. It's so good.
Don't lose your stitches.
I'm not. The yarn is like, it's like a braid, isn't it? Isn't that a braid?
Like a chainette?
It's not plied.
No, you're right. It's not. It's a chainette.
Yeah, it's cool. Huge fan. There's a new pattern.
It's a chainette.
There's a new pattern that came out that my friend Laura Ross told me about called the Manhattan hat. Had to buy that right away. And I'm gonna make that hat for Charlotte out of the purpley color of the yak because it is just.
We're getting some more in today.
So good.
Just saying.
The yak is coming in today.
It sure is, Laura Ross.
Oh, she's gonna be excited. So yeah.
All right. Moving on.
I have one more thing that I am working on that's that I'm late and I don't. All right, can we talk about the MCAL for a second?
Oh my God.
All right, warning. I'm way far behind, so if you are on clue 4, whatever. People always, you have to give a warning. We're gonna show my MCAL.
Oh.
I'm still on.
Spoiler
alert. I'm still on clue 2, so don't worry about it. I put this down.
Should we throw my Musselburgh in the middle of all this?
Oh yeah, you can.
No, go ahead. I'm just joking. It's hilarious.
I put it down so that I could finish this.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, if it wasn't for the MCAL, this would have been done for Rhinebeck weekend, which made me kind of mad at this MCAL. And then the MCAL itself is making me a little bit mad. I mean, if you're doing the MCAL, does anybody have you? I looked at the ending, and I know what it's going to look like at the end.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing it, so. Do we have to be careful?
Here's the thing.
I mean, we're you know.
I'm not going to tell you.
We're not the grocery girls here.
You guys don't know what. I mean, you don't.
What
I have done is I like what I have done, but the next couple of clues, I'm like, ugh, really? I'm not a huge fan. My colors, however, I think are spectacular. So I'm using Anzula Deliciousness. The blue, the navy, and the gray are Anzula Luxury Fibers, and they're cashmere merino nylon base, and it is stunning. And I actually quite like this center section. I know some people hated it. I actually think it looks pretty great.
This?
Yeah.
I don't have any problem with this part.
I actually don't even hate this at all. What happens next is, in clue 2, is you're supposed to pick up along here and then through to here. You add this cabled section in the gray. And then in clue 3, you add a humongous long strip that has this weird textured pattern that zooms like this. And then you make I-cords and you wrap them through the cables and you make the I-cord out of this pink. And so when you wrap it through the cable, the pink pops through. It looks pretty cool. But the last thing, woof. I mean, I can't. But I can't rip this out.
Of course
I'm
not.
gonna have to finish the stupid thing.
Of course you're gonna have to finish it.
But it's a low priority, super, super low. My pink is from Junk Yarn in the color.
The colors are beautiful.
I could not agree with you more if I tried. And the yarn is stunning. I mean, it is so good.
No, it's
so I
gorgeous.
started, it's on that side right now. I'm doing the short row shaping over there, but I just kind of gave up and I was like, forget this. I'm putting it down. And then when I ever saw it, when it came out yesterday and I fast forwarded to the end, I was like, oh. So yeah, that's how I feel about it. And that's it. That's all I have to share with knitting.
Okay, that's all.
Yeah.
You're so funny.
Show them your Musselburgh.
My Musselburgh? No, it's silly. I'm not gonna.
Why?
Because it's ridiculous.
All right, it's a Musselburgh.
People must wonder what I do with my time all day. I do stuff like order stuff for the shop.
Yeah. Agonize over what pattern to do next.
Yeah, I don't do anything.
We spend a lot of time agonizing over patterns.
Yeah.
It's been the shop has been loaded with new things, and we just want to make all the things, so it gets hard. I mean, that's why when that yak came in, I've literally had that green yak for this sweater in my cabinet for months now.
Yeah, you've had it for a long time.
And I still have the tweed. Anyway. Okay.
All right.
Want to talk about cast on dreams, or yeah, let's talk about cast on dreams because we got all this new yarn in. We did a live where we talked about all the new Freia that we got. That's right here and over there. So we have two different bases of Freia. We have the silk.
So right
Sport.
there.
Right behind my head is the Silk Sport. These beautiful
merino
silk sport.
Which is, and then should we pull this over so they can see? Like,
oh, you're gonna lose your ball.
Oh, jeez. I forgot I was still attached.
I'll get it.
Oh my goodness.
So this is Sally wearing a Tecumseh. What? Twins. So this Tecumseh is made out of the merino silk sport. We have all of these colors.
It's luscious.
If you want to make this exact same Tecumseh, you can, because we have it all.
That's right. We have all these colors.
Or are you going to make another Tecumseh?
You know, as fun as, you know, it's been lovely. It's been, but I think I'll pass. But we have all the colors.
Yeah, I love this main color.
Oyster. It's a good color. It's a good neutral. You can put it with so many other colors as well. And look what she's wearing.
She's wearing the Delicue backpack.
Woohoo!
Yeah, it's gorgeous. It's padded, loaded with things.
It's got a padded pocket for a laptop. It's really good.
Yeah, so this is the merino silk sport. And so we kept going back and forth last night talking about, oh, what can we make? What can we make with it? So there's a couple things. I want to make the Inclination shawl in it.
Which is something I have wanted to make for a very long time.
Yeah, I really want to make the Inclination shawl by Andrea Mowry. So that's like on my brain of what I want to cast on in the merino silk. We also talked about the pressed flower hat would be great. And then
what were you gonna do this on?
In the Freia, in the big ones though. All right, so then we also got these yarns over here. There are two kinds.
Or three kinds, really.
Well, yeah, three kinds. These are called the Yarn Bombs. They're 860 yards. I just grabbed the pink one. I don't know why.
Shocker.
It's a fingering single base, 100% merino. And they're so pretty. So I was thinking, I've had the pattern Summer Moon by Jill Zielinski. She's Knitterella. I've had that. It's a huge wrap. And I think I could do it in one of two ways. I could do it with one ball of this as my main color and two balls of these as the contrast, or 4 minikins. That would be very, very fun. So the Yarn Bombs are the big ones.
Just 4 minikins? That thing is huge.
I know, but the majority of it is that.
Oh, 4 minikins and this.
Yeah. These
Sorry,
are, it's okay. These are shawl balls. They're 430 yards of the same base as the Yarn Bombs. Yeah. So they're the fingering single merino, super fine merino.
This is stunning.
When I stand in front of it, I'm like, I don't even know. How do you pick? I put together a couple of kit options if you wanted to do the shift cowl in these. One of our friend Laura, she wants it, so she's doing that now. That shipped out. Look at the man. Oh, there's a puppy out there. Oh, there were so many dogs at Rhinebeck.
Yeah.
I love that.
A lot of dogs. Yeah, and at Wool and Folk, right?
Yeah. Let's see. And then what you were talking about for the Freia.
Yeah, the painting Honeycombs shawl. I have wanted to make that shawl for a really long time. So I think I'm gonna do it. I might cast it on this weekend.
I think you should.
I think I'm going to. I mean, this is gonna get finished.
So we were talking about whether or not you would want to use this as the main color, or
I think I would use Anubis. I don't care. Don't worry. I don't care that I'm attached. It'll be fine.
yeah, I love Anubis.
So I think I would do this with something bright, like maybe
What's your favorite one on the top?
this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be good.
I don't know, maybe the bright hot orange and
This one.
No, the pink one that you were touching before with the purple.
This one?
Yeah, that would be really gorgeous.
So yeah, something along these lines. Like, this is Anubis. It's much darker than it appears on the screen,
Yeah, it's showing
right?
up.
It's
yeah,
weird.
It's definitely showing up a bit
Like gray, or yeah, it's darker in
like
real life.
Black.
And this is like,
Neon.
this is not as neon-y as it is on the screen.
Right, it's showing up neon.
It's much deeper in real life.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, so I feel like that would be, or this. Yep. So that I'm gonna cast.
How about this for an inclination shawl?
Oh, that would be stunning.
Yeah, so that's that. We're huge fans of Freia. We also got in the little kits that I put on this little cart.
Oh, look how cute!
To make, so these are Freia minikins. They're little mini versions of the shawl balls.
Look how cute they are.
There's 107 yards in each little minikin. And these kits that Lori's holding, one of our customers, Jen, she made the Passeggiata wrap out of
The ones with 9.
the ones with 9. But if you purchase one of these 9 boxers, they come with another pattern for a different wrap inside.
That's right. But then we also have these ones with 6 minikins. They are lovely, and they come with patterns for the Oscilla slip stitch cowl and hat. How cute is that? I rhymed.
And then the 4 colored boxes come with a pattern for the sidestep cowl, which is a brioche little cowl. So we have all those kits in the store with all our new Freia. And
The possibilities with Freia are literally endless.
yeah,
there's a great hat. I mean, the Alaska hat, I don't know if any of you are familiar with that. It takes, you could do it with 2 minikins or 1 minikin, and solid.
this pattern,
yeah.
this pattern just came out yesterday. It's called the Quiet Thicket. It's by Stephanie Lotvin, and it is in sport, so the silk sport would be perfect for that. It's really beautiful color work cowl. It's really pretty.
So many,
yeah.
so many things.
All right, should we talk about all the things that we bought while we were at Rhinebeck?
We should talk about the things that we bought
And the things that are coming into the shop from our weekend. What the heck is this? I don't even remember buying that. Oh God, that's my sweater. Oh God. All right, so when we got to Cake Palooza, so Lori and I arrived to Rhinebeck on Thursday night. Got to our hotel.
Rainy.
It was raining pouring rain. We had so much stuff. We thought we looked ridiculous. Like we thought we had so much until we left, and then we were like, oh
my God. And it's so funny. We thought we had so much stuff and we had nothing.
We hadn't even shopped yet. So we spent, what did we do? We lost power.
Yep.
So we lost power. We didn't really feel like going out to dinner. So we DoorDashed some sushi to the hotel, and we had to have a cocktail in the lobby because we were, you know, without power, even though the power had come back, but we decided we had to have a cocktail in the lobby. And that's where we met all the people.
That's right.
So many people. The concierge, or the lady at the receptionist, was like, oh, are you with the knitters? We're like, yes, we're with the knitters.
Considering we were knitting.
Yeah. So then Friday morning we woke up, we had the first ticket time for Cake Palooza. We thought we were gonna like, whatever, we'll get there when we get there, but we both were up like super early.
Yeah.
Showered, hung out a little, knit, had breakfast at the hotel, and then we found a really great parking spot, if I do say so myself.
Well, we were like,
one of our friends was like, when you get to Cake Palooza, you have to park 20 miles away and take a shuttle, and it's gonna take forever to get there, or you can walk. And Lori and I were like,
we're not doing that.
So we decided to just go as close to Cake Palooza as we could, and then
we parked a block away.
And we had
we were 5 minutes late.
We were 5 minutes late. When we got there,
no line.
Yeah, we didn't wait in a line. We literally, they walked up and they're like, "Oh, you're here for right now?" We're like, "Mm-hmm." They're like, "Oh,
no shuttle bus." No, I don't do shuttle buses.
We don't do that. So we're so snobs.
We're such bitches.
So when we got in there, I was like, okay, don't buy anything, Justine. Don't buy anything. Don't buy anything. Don't buy anything. All I did was buy things. I bought so much things.
I'm trying to think. Were you more like freaked out at cake, or were you more freaked out by Woolen Folk? When like
everybody said, don't buy the first thing you see, and then of course the first thing I saw I wanted. So I was like, what do they know?
No, you were good, because the first thing we saw was like, I
lemonade
remember
shop, and we were looking around.
Yeah. I actually didn't even look at Lemonade Shop, and here's why.
Because you were talking to that cute boy.
Oh God, he was adorable.
That was so cute.
Yeah, and they're on the Cape.
And we need to talk to them about getting those things for Christmas kits.
Yeah. Those little, I don't even know what they're called.
I have
the card. So
anyway, yeah, I think that
the first thing we saw was Skein Cocaine.
Right.
Yes.
Outside of the traveling yarn
and we're
guru.
Well, I'm not going to say anything because
we're obsessed with Gina.
Yes.
Skein Cocaine.
In case you didn't know. Hi, Gina.
And Gina was so sad because she didn't come to Rhinebeck weekend, so she had massive FOMO. So literally the first thing we saw when we walked in was a thing of Skein Cocaine. So we took a picture and sent it to her.
Right.
Yeah, I was overwhelmed. I kind of figured, okay, you'll see something and you'll be like, okay, that'll be socks. It won't be a big deal. But then as I was going by and like seeing single skeins of things that could totally be socks, I was like, I don't want to buy. I have so much sock yarn. Right. Why am I buying a sock? Like, that's silly. So then it sort of like was like, do I even need anything? Then we went to the bag thing, and I was like, okay, done.
Yeah.
But before that, I had met Tiff Nealon. I met Natalie from Nitty Natty, and I was like so happy because
you met Tiff Nealon before the bag thing?
Yeah, she was right by Fangirl Fibers.
Oh.
We met Emily from Fangirl Fibers, who I've gotten.
Oh, she was
lovely,
so nice, and she's gonna either. We're definitely having a trunk show from Emily from Fangirl Fibers. We are so excited.
So this was her Little Miss Cake Palooza.
I have the mohair.
You got the mohair to go with it. I just saw this and I was like, you know what? I will absolutely make something for Charlotte or myself in this.
Is that in here? Here's the mohair.
It's so good.
Because we said we're going to do the Oslo hat.
Yeah, the Oslo hat is perfect.
Yeah, I'm super excited to do that.
It's so beautiful. So Emily's really, really lovely. She could not have been nicer. She gave us bags. She gave us these bags that say, my defense, I was left unsupervised
and the yarn store was open.
So how cute is this bag that she gave us? I mean, they're so cute.
Yeah. And she only gave them to us. No, I'm just kidding.
She was so lovely though.
Yeah.
And so I started to sort of get like anxious at that point because I couldn't decide what I wanted to make. Bought the bag, and then, oh my God, yeah, this is like the fade that I thought we put it together, and then this girl was like, oh yeah, I knit that with that color.
But we did put it together. In our defense, we put it together before we saw that.
This is also Fangirl Fibers. The blues are so
We're gonna make something with it.
beautiful. Look at how good they are.
Oh,
Her colors are so
stunning.
good. Yeah, and she has the cutest little like stitch markers, and she had needle when you put them on the tip of your needle, so that
Point
point
protectors.
protectors. She had so much stuff. It was so fun. Really beautiful booth, and I think she got completely wiped out.
I
by
hope
the
she
end of
did.
it. So she
Yeah,
was
because we were
lovely.
there first.
So then, after the bags, the end booth was for that store,
Forever Doylestown.
Forever Doylestown.
In Pennsylvania.
And I just was browsing, and most of the yarn at the front was from La Bien-Aimée. And I was like, I saw this pink. And I just was like, I picked it up and I said, well, that has to be mine. So, yeah, it's 75% superwash and 25% nylon. It's called Amy's Shawl. And I saw this pink and I just was like, well, this has to be mine. And then the woman that was working there, she handed me a Mohair and like put it right next to it. And she was like, she's like, these have to go together. And I was like, oh, not that they have to, but she was, she was being a salesperson. She's like, these have to go together. It's not Mohair, it's Surrey.
Yeah.
And she's like, it's Surrey and silk. and so I just was like holding them like this, and I said, oh, what are you gonna be? Talking to the yarn / kind of myself / kind of her. And the woman goes like this. It's gonna be a sweater. You check out over there. Literally, that's how it happened.
I think it was the owner.
She was not rude. She just was like, oh, it has to be a sweater. Here it go, over there. There, you check out over there. And I was like, okay. So that was my, and at that point I was like, oh my God, I just spent $1 million. I am done. I can't buy anything else, which of course didn't happen, but this is going to be a sweater. She had on a really beautiful cardigan, but I don't really want a little cardigan. I think I want a pullover. I've been searching because it has to be perfect. I just don't know what it's gonna be, but it makes me so happy. And so I kind of walked around like this.
Yes.
A little bit.
She did.
It makes me really happy, and it is, I mean, I don't think there's anything that is more me than this. I just don't think. I think that this should have been called Justine's Pink, because it's just like,
it is.
It's so good.
Yeah. Needless to say, I did not try to talk her out of it, because why would I? It's so beautiful.
It is really, 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 really.
Oh my
really.
gosh. Like, this just makes me think of Betsy Maina came into yesterday, and she was in Asheville. Is it South Carolina or North Carolina? I can't remember. And she said to me, I went to the most beautiful yarn shop. I went to Black Mountain Yarn.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, I said, did you? I said, I would love to go there. I said, I follow them, and, they have the most beautiful yarns there. And she said, she was so funny. She said, I tried to take a video, and I was like, okay. And she's like, but, I was like this. And I was like, why were you like this? I'm like, it's, I said, it's, you're not trying to, get any secrets or anything.
Right.
And what did she say that was so funny? Oh God, she said, I was going somewhere with this. Oh, she said, she was telling me all the yarns that they had there.
Yeah.
She said, she goes, they had this yarn, they had this yarn, they had this yarn. She said they had a lot. She said they had some of the yarns that you carry. She said, oh, and some French yarn. And I said, oh, it was La Bien Amie. And she's like, oh, maybe. And I said, no. I said, it was.
I'm obsessed. I just cannot, I can't decide what it's going to be. I've never knit with Surrey, held with, I think I've knit with Surrey, but
it's beautiful.
I don't even know. I can't even. There was one, there was another one that would have gone that was a little more crazy bright, but I think
no,
I
you
think this
picked
was
the right ones. I'm
obsessed with it. I'm obsessed with it, but I just don't know what it wants to be. So if you have an idea of what you think it wants to be, let me know, because I just
drop it in the comments.
I just can't decide. Did I get anything else there?
That was your major big purchase.
I mean, yeah, I could have gone home. Oh, I did get one thing. I got something for a gift, so I won't show that.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that.
After we left Cake Wool, we went.
I'm trying to think. We saw Lizzie. The Mermaid's Pearl had a booth.
Lizzie from the Mermaid's Pearl.
They had a lovely booth. Who else
I
did
met
we
Nitty
see?
Natty, and I was really.
I met her too, and she was lovely.
She was really lovely.
And her husband, super nice.
Kent.
And and a friend that they had with them. Oh, and I actually watched a little bit of her Rhinebeck recap, which was really fun. So here I am watching more podcasts. What else did I see?
Anyone else there? Oh, Christina.
Oh yeah, we had fun.
From Chelsea Yarns.
Yes, we had fun watching, meeting Christina and her mom, who looks just like her.
We've been working with Christina from Chelsea Luxe Yarns for a little while.
So we got a sweater's quantity.
So there's this sweater called the Stay Cozy. Stay Cozy.
Oh, we met Shaina.
Oh, we met Shaina Bilow, the designer of the Stay Cozy. So this is different. We had gotten, do you want to grab one of those cobblestone things?
Yep.
We had gotten her Chelsea Luxe duets.
I gotta finally do something about this.
Which you might have remembered being in the store. They're wrapped together. So they're one skein of fingering weight, that's a slub yarn, and the other skein is her mohair. But now she's come up with this other new version. It's a boucle yarn. It's so soft. This is 240 yards. This is her colorway Chelsea's Coupe. So we're gonna do. Oh yeah. So this is So these are the duets. So this is the slub, and then the mohair, and then you wind them up separately and knit them together. That's what we've already had in the store, and I made my knit a rainbow out of that. But Shaina Bilow had designed the Stay Cozy. She has a lot of cozies. There's something cozy. The Stay Cozy, I think, is the V-neck. Is that right?
Yes.
And
it's oversized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so is the something cozy is kind of like a boatish neck, super boxy. This is super boxy with the V-neck. So this is the boucle, and we're gonna hold it together with rose gold mohair, and that'll just kind of soften it up a little bit, and we're gonna make the Stay Cozy out of this gorgeousness. We got that yarn.
I'm super excited about that.
And she also gave you a little bag.
And she did. Her super iridescent. I love an iridescent bag.
So good.
And I love reusing these bags.
And she couldn't have been more lovely, and she was so excited to meet us, and we were so excited to meet her, and it was really nice.
Everybody was so nice.
Okay.
Well, most people.
Hold on. So this is funny. So we're leaving. So we're getting ready to leave Cake Palooza, and we're sort of like in the back, and we have to walk out. And there's this older lady.
No, and this person was nice too.
She was so nice. She leans over to me as if we known each other for our whole lives, and she's like, "So where do you get the pot?" And I'm like, "What?" She goes, "I'm gonna ask this young gentleman over here. There's this poor young kid who's literally just trying to sell water, and she's like, comes over to him and she's like, do you know where to get the pot? I was dying laughing. And he was like, ma'am? He did not know what to do with her. It was so funny.
Oh my gosh, she was funny.
I think didn't we go back to the hotel to drop off our stuff before we went to?
No, we did not. We did not.
Oh.
We went directly.
Okay.
Oh, wait. So wait, I'm trying to think if there was any. We met Shayla.
We met Shayla
from
Shayla Bilow Designs.
No. That's Shaina. Shaina Bilow.
Oh, Shayla from Black Pearl Magic. Yes.
Correct.
We met her. She was
because
lovely.
I did not understand because I purchased one of those big ass bags, and I misunderstood because I thought that they were bringing them, but they're not.
Right.
They're just being mailed directly to us.
She was so nice.
So nice.
Mm-hmm.
So nice. And then I almost fell one of many times.
Oh, at least you almost fell. I actually fell.
Oh jeez.
So then we went straight to Wool & Folk. We were so late. We get to Wool & Folk. We're in the parking lot. She's trying to figure out.
You're getting ahead of yourself because we're leaving Saugerties, and in Saugerties is the tea shop, the
Blended.
yarn and
Blended
and tea shop, perfect blend yarn and tea shop, which is
it was super cute, but there was a line.
So we were like, N-O.
But the town
was so
cute.
We're very in sync this way.
The town was really cute.
We're not waiting in any lines.
It was stunningly gorgeous out. And
so beautiful.
We're at the stoplight, and there's this lady on the side of the road.
Waiting in line.
I don't even think she was waiting for someone.
She was on the sidewalk.
Yeah, she's just like not paying. She's on her phone. And I'm like, oh my God, I love her sweater. Obviously a knitter. It wasn't like she was wearing like a commercial sweater.
No, it was hand knit.
Obviously a hand knit sweater. And I wanted to know the name of the pattern. So I rolled down the window and I'm like, excuse me.
Screaming from the car. She was a good 25 feet away. Yeah. You must have screamed 4 times.
She didn't hear me.
Each time louder than the
It
time
probably
before.
was the sweater I should make for my pink thing.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. Yeah. Excuse me!
Screaming. And Lori's like this, like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm like, I like your sweater!
She never looked up.
Never looked
up.
I'm like, okay, cool. So that was great.
Yeah. So then we drive to Wool & Folk.
Yeah. And
which is in Kingston, I think.
Yes, at the Hutton Brickyards. It
Yep.
was so cool. We pull up to the, we're waiting.
That was great.
And this guy is directing traffic, like the security guard. And Lori rolls down her window and she's like, hi, we're here for Wool & Folk. And he's like, you mean knitters?
Paradise for knitters or
Paradise
something?
for knitters? And we were like, yes. And he was like, straight that way. He was lovely. We get in the parking lot.
We were late. So we showed up at 1 o'clock. It opened at 12.
Why were we so late? What did we do? Oh, we went to Rite Aid because my allergies were so bad.
Yes. That's what it was. So we're an hour late. We got a prime parking spot.
It
prime.
Was super good. She's in the car trying to decide what things to carry. And all of a sudden I'm standing outside and I hear boom, boom. And I'm like, I think it came from the tree right above us. And I'm like, oh my God. I thought an animal fell off the tree, but it hit somebody's car. So then I'm like hesitating to go around, and I look, and there's this huge dent on the top of this lady's car, and I hear this man, and he goes, "Did you find it?" He was doing what are they called?
It was a drone.
It was a drone, and he had hit the tree, and then it crashed on this lady's car, and it had this huge dent in the lady's car. Then she comes over, and she is pissed, and she super mad, and he's so couldn't have been nicer, and he's like,
and was it
so
and
apologetic.
I don't know if he worked for Catherine or
I have
he was
no idea
related to Catherine from Brooklyn General Store, who runs Wool & Folk.
Yeah, it was not good. It made a huge dent in her car, and she was pissed. And I was like, oh, thank God it wasn't bird because I thought it was a bird or a squirrel or something, like jumping to its death. I don't know.
Would have been better for him if it had been.
Would have been, but it was a huge dent in the top of her car. Then we get in and we just
No lines.
saw all the people.
Yeah.
We saw all the people. We got to meet. We went straight to Kemper.
Oh, yep. Straight to Kemper.
Took some
Immediately
pictures
saw
and
all
stuff.
our friends, right?
All of our friends from, they had already like done a lap and like started purchasing things, and we were like, we're just here. We waited in a really long line for food.
Mm-hmm.
But it was delicious.
So it was like, if you were in the sun, it was really hot out.
Yeah, it was hot.
But the setting was so cool. Like, it was really cool.
I didn't feel any pressure to buy anything, like at all, other than from the lady at the booth with the French sweater. I didn't feel like the desire or the need to like get in anywhere. It was a little crowded. It felt a little bit.
I was knocking into everything with my backpack.
Lori's backpack was too big, so she was like bumping into everything.
So lesson learned, advice for people going to these things next year.
You absolutely need a backpack.
A backpack is a good idea. Just make sure it's not that big. Yours was perfect.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I messed up. I was supposed to have these backpacks in. Justine really wanted hers, but it all worked out in the end.
Yeah, it was fine. Right? Totally. I just think like
I didn't
having
have
it on your back instead of like trying to lug a bag around on your shoulder, it was definitely, I was just going to bring a tote, you know, it was definitely, the backpack was the way to go. We got to meet our friends that we hadn't seen. I mean, seeing Jess Spickett in real life,
that was the best.
That hug from her, it's like weird, right? You know, we've never ever met her in real life. The only time, I mean, we've seen her on Zooms and we watch her podcast and she watches this, and I mean, but just to see her in real life, the same thing the next day when we saw Maddie and Kristen, it felt the same way, like just so happy to be in person with people.
Yeah, you guys, if you're not watching these podcasts, you should watch them. We share needles. And
tea with
biscuit.
We got to see, let's see.
All right. And since we're talking about podcasts, the new podcast,
our friends, we have Yarn for That. Our friends Caitlin and Rachel started a podcast called We Have Yarn for That. It was a little tricky to find them because their title is they only have one video in there, so I'll link their podcast below. I'll link all our podcasts below. Our friend is here.
Who?
I don't want to say his name because I forget.
Oh, Denzel.
Denzel's here.
Okay.
How can I not remember? I just don't understand.
I don't think he has anything for us though. But this is really important. We have a really important event coming next weekend.
Yes. One of the people that we met at Cake Palooza in real life was
right.
Kimberly McAlindin. We love Kimberly. She is
a designer.
She has a podcast. She's been in the knitting industry for years and years. She's just a lovely human. And she's coming to teach 2 classes here. One is a perfect fit sweater, like lecture kind of class, and the other is a finishing class. They're both happening next weekend, November 5th and 6th. And
so right now the classes are happening, the 2 classes are happening Saturday, November 5th. If we need to add a second section, which we might, I sound like I'm in college. Who am I? If we need to add another class on Sunday the 6th, we will, because the classes are filling up.
They're available online to sign up for the class. So if you want to go online and go to Skein Yarn Shop and hit classes, they're linked right there. I actually think they're like the first thing on the main page.
They are. They're right when you get on the website. So the first class is called Knit to Fit. It's about, altering patterns to make sure that your sweater fits you. We know we all have that issue.
She asks that you bring your favorite sweater or sweatshirt or top, whatever it is that fits you the best, so that you can kind of like go off of that for reference.
Yep.
And then the other one is, what's the name of the class?
Fabulous Finishing.
Fabulous Finishing, and she is going to be bringing swatches so that you can actually practice all the things that she teaches you, which is lovely.
Yeah, so I just didn't want to, we're getting around to the point where we're going to have to open the shop soon, so I just did not want to forget to mention that.
All right, let's talk about the two people that we met in real life that are suppliers of the shop. So that's Rachel from Moondrake.
Yes.
And we got two things from Rachel.
We got, this is her newest base called Fua Fua, which I love. This is her brushed cashmere base. So it's 70% brushed cashmere and 30% superwash merino.
You guys.
315 yards, 50 grams, fingering weight. It is luscious.
We were like,
yeah. She
was wearing a sweater in this yarn.
The stripes sweater.
And I just she was probably like, okay, get off me.
So,
I actually don't think she was. I think she loved it. She loved when I was petting her, I'm pretty sure.
She is so nice.
Yeah, she
and
might have been
such an exuberant personality. I just
her
loved.
Her husband was lovely. He was working too.
Yes. Yep. I'm trying to.
I was going to say it was Logan, but it's definitely not Logan.
It's not Logan.
I can't. I don't know anybody's name. Chances are I don't know your name, people. You think I do? I don't know your name. I'm so bad.
Morgan?
Sure. It might have been Morgan.
Wait, what are you reaching for? This one? Yeah, this is great. I love this. I can't say this without laughing. Super chubby.
Guys, it is 90 yards superwash merino single ply called Confetti. It's so cute.
Wow, it's single ply.
Yeah, it looks like roving.
It's kind of awesome.
It's so awesome. Kind of awesome.
Wow. It's interesting. Is Rasta single?
Yeah.
I don't think I knew that.
Oh my God, it's so good. It has like a slight twist to it. Oh my God, it's so good.
Oh my, feel this.
I cannot. So we met her and we were super excited to meet her. We of course love Moondrake, so we'll be placing another order with her really soon and hopefully getting this stuff into the shop. And then the last thing.
Oh yeah.
No, we're still at Cake. We're still at Wool and Folk. At Wool and Folk, Lori got me this cute bag. How cute is this bag? It's the Wool and Folk drawstring bag. And we met Asa from Wool Dreamers.
You mean Bea?
Bea. Good Lord. So bad. I thought it was so
Oh my
good.
God.
Okay, this is from...
Hi, Bea.
Hi, Bea. Sorry.
Oh.
This is from Wool Dreamers.
All right, wait. I gotta go get
You
the
go
other
get
stuff.
your cheese yarn. So Wool Dreamers is a company that sources their wool from Spanish farmers. Am I saying this all right? I think I am, right?
Yeah.
So
A Spanish ranch.
they're Spanish ranches where they get the yarn from Manchalope sheep. And that yarn is like a newer yarn to pull off of sheep to get from sheep, because those sheep are only really have been used for making Manchego cheese. So now stop banging it. The table's going crazy.
Sorry.
So Bea was wearing a sweater made out of this. I need another ball of this.
Oh, right.
And I'm gonna make, well, now she's not gonna give it to me because I called her.
Because you called her
name.
Asa.
I don't even know.
No, you know who Asa is? Asa used to work at Barocco. She's a designer.
Okay, sure. I'm gonna make the Stephen West's Dustland sweater out of this. So I got,
and that is gonna be beautiful.
it's actually really similar to the
To your
Oxa,
yes.
In the texture,
Oxa,
but the texture
Asa.
is all over instead of just in the yoke. So I of course saw this taupey color, and I was done. So that's what I'm gonna use that for. But Lori got the sheepy yarn.
I don't, there's something so comforting about the smell, I think.
It's comforting to you.
Okay. So this reminds me, this is like Plutalope, I think, from Lope yarns. Like it's unplied, minimally processed, and I can't wait. I think I'm gonna make, oh gosh, what's the name of it? So you have to kind of be careful when you knit with it, because you know that happens, right? But then all you have to do is complete with sound effects, and then you're good to go. You know, just felts back together. No spitting necessary.
Why are there two strands coming off at once?
Not really sure.
I'm wondering if one broke.
No, I think that's supposed to be that way.
You're supposed to hold it
You don't have to hold it. I think you can hold it singly or double.
Well,
But I think
and then you
holding
asked
it
her about washing and blocking.
Yeah.
And
just
she's like,
normal.
normal wash
Yeah,
and
it
block.
does come, like, I think when you hold it double, it's worsted weight, which is what I'm gonna hold it like. And I think,
yeah. All right, so after we left,
so my plan, I you know, in my Instagram feed, I started noticing, patterns, by someone with the Instagram handle Ozetta, Ozetta, and I really liked her aesthetic, and she just came out with a new pattern like yesterday, I think, or the day before, that I really like, a pullover that uses another Wool Dreamers yarn. Not this. And I want to make that. So
yeah, and the yarn is super inexpensive.
Yes.
As a result of the fact that nobody wants this sheep's wool.
I think it's I don't know. All I know is that it's very reasonably priced and it's lovely, and I think it's new to the market, so I'm sure that has something to do with the price, and but it's much softer than Lope. The Lope yarns are, pretty scratchy, although people love them. So I'm very excited to cast on with it.
It's great. We left, we went to that dinner, people recognized us, it was weird. The next day we woke up and we were like, man, we're not rushing to get to the New York State Sheep and Wool.
Correct.
So we just kind of did our thing in the morning.
Yeah, we got there at 11.
We risked our breakfast because this poor guy did not know how to make a coffee, but it's cool. And then we got to Rhinebeck around 11. We had to park, we thought we were going to be
in Guam.
It was absurd. Ended up being a totally fine parking spot. We just came in near the animal barns,
That's where
front.
where we took the picture.
Took her picture, went in, and almost immediately bumped into all the people. We saw Natalie and her friend.
It was so exciting.
We saw
Rachel.
We
Rachel
saw
was the first
Rachel
person we saw
from On the Round. And she was so cute. She's like, this is literally the first. It was mobbed. It was insane.
Yeah.
She's like, this is the first thing I've done since COVID. And I was like, oh my God.
Caleb.
Must have been terrifying because it was overwhelming.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like a crazy need to go through all the tents and things there. But we did go back the next day and we saw everything. It just felt so busy, like, and crowded. Lori waited for 45 minutes for a terrible hot dog.
Oh my gosh, it was so bad. Oh, we saw, but we spent time with, I think one of the highlights for me, even though I do not watch a lot of podcasts, one of the highlights for me at Rhinebeck was meeting the Needles at the Ready guys.
Yeah, they were really, really nice.
They were so because they are one of the podcasts that I do tune into. And they were just unbelievably kind and very down to earth, and I am excited to say that they said they would be happy to come and visit us here at the shop. So
because they're close by.
Yeah, they're not far away, so I'm really excited, and I can't wait to touch base with them about that.
So we got to the hill, and Lori's like, well, you have to go over to take the picture, to go meet Andrea Mowry. You made the sweater, you got to go over there. So it was that time, and I walk over to go to like where the crowd of alpenglows were, and I not that I was pushed, but we sort of were like herded in like a line, and I was just like, what are we in line for? And the next thing I know, I'm in line to take my picture with Andrea Mowry. So she could not have been more lovely. I think I got there like relatively quick because I think the poor thing was standing out there for a full hour just taking pictures with people in their alpenglows. So by the time, like, maybe there were 25 people in front of me, and then I get up and the very first thing she says to me is, oh, I love your colors. And I'm like, thank you. So you
took such a lovely picture with her.
Yeah, we had a beautiful picture, and then I was like, all right, I'm done. I don't need to go over to that crowd and take the giant alpenglow picture. So Andrea Mowry sent out her newsletter today, and she posted the picture in it of everybody in their alpenglows, and I'm not in that picture because it was insane how many people there were in that sweater. It was crazy. It was just
It was
just too much.
So many people.
We got to hang out with Kimberly on the hill for a bit, and that was lovely.
Oh my God, Kimberly was so funny.
She was not
I'm
in
out.
It for all those the people. It was a lot.
And I felt like she was so happy to meet anyone.
Yeah, I think.
She was at Cake Palooza.
Yeah, as herself, like meeting people all day long. So I think she was just like
exhausting.
Happy to just be there as a person and not as a podcaster or celebrity, whatever.
Yeah.
There were a couple times on the hill, like one time I was standing in the line waiting to get my picture taken, and I was talking to the lady in front of me, and the lady behind me goes, I recognize your voice. I know your podcast. And I was like, that was weird. We met a couple of our friends. Getting to hug Kristen and Maddie in person was so great. And Maddie was so cute. She said her mom is Katie McD, who, oh my God, it's not Katie,
Kelly.
It's Kelly. Kelly McD. Oh my God, what is wrong with me? Sorry, Kelly. Kelly makes project bags, and I love her project bags. And so we had talked about them on the podcast, and apparently because we talked about them on the podcast, Maddie's mom Kelly made her whole family watch our podcast so that they could hear like her bags being talked about. So Maddie was saying that to me, and I said, she goes, can I send a picture of us together to my mom? She'll be so excited. I said, sure, let me pull out my Kelly McD bag. So I pulled out my bag.
Tell them to fast forward this time.
I know. So I pulled out my bag, and we took a picture, but that was so cute. It was so nice to meet them. Got to meet new podcasters that I hadn't met in real life, but now have since started watching their podcasts. Yeah, it was really, really fun until it wasn't anymore. And it just like, for me, it just hit like a ton of bricks. And I was like, I cannot, there were so many people, and it was a lot, and it's not a big hill, but I think standing on it for a little while, I was like, I can't, I'm done. Let's walk around and get out. So I was overwhelmed at that point, crazily.
So it's interesting. So I don't know if you have you seen or read about any of the controversy
about how sick everybody got, and now it's not. Well, yes, first of all, a lot of people got sick, but then people were saying like, of course you got sick, nobody wore a mask.
Right.
But I heard a lot of people, yes, about how inaccessible being on the hill is. And it's funny because I had,
so I have
not
the
that
feeling,
it's funny, but I never really, that didn't occur to me.
So I have the feeling no more hill, which makes sense.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, before we got to the hill, we were walking to get over there, and out of the corner of our eye, we spot Jake from Langyarns. And who is he standing with? The grocery
But wait
girls.
a second, you haven't even told the story about what happened at Will and Folk.
When I fell down?
Yes.
Okay.
Tell that story.
We're at Will and Folk, and we're getting ready to go shopping because we got there, we saw people, and then we ate. So we were gonna go walk around and go peruse all the
Right.
booths.
First thing we did was go to see Kemper.
Yeah, and then we ate. So as we're
and Kitty with a cupcake.
We were at the section where the music was happening, and we had eaten over there. We saw our friends from Rhode Island. And then we were going down these stairs, and as we're like walking over to the stairs, I see the grocery girls, and I'm like total fangirling in my head. And she's going, go over and say hi to them. Just go say hi to them. And I'm like, I can't. So then we get some of the merch, and then I turned to go down the stairs, and my foot caught on the step, and it was just me. I was just being clumsy. My foot caught on the step and wedged in such a way that I literally just fell straight down right on my right knee. And if you know, I've had some massive issues with my back and my hip. And I thought for sure, oh my God, this is gonna be it for me. I mean, I had a huge black and blue on my leg and my knee, and I had to ice it, and it was kind of a disaster. And I felt like crap. So then by the time we were done with Will and Folk, I was like, I have to go. I can't do this anymore. My leg hurts. Yeah. And it actually still kind of hurts a little bit. It's still bruised. So, and the grocery girls were right there. So I'm like kind of mortified. There. So fast forward to we're at Rhinebeck, and we're walking over to get to the hill. I spot Jake, and he's taking a picture with the grocery girls. So I'm like, okay, well, Jake knows me. I've gotten in. But I just sort of stood there like a doofus, and she's like this,
which is the total opposite of the person she is in real life. So it's actually pretty funny. And I was so hold on. Like, there were so many times over the course of this weekend when I wished that I had wished that I had taken out my camera, like I had taken out my phone and videoed you.
Because I looked so dumb.
You didn't look dumb. It was just funny because, like, there was that time when you were in, what was that booth that you really wanted to visit, like, because you loved all of the samples in there?
Oh, the
bare naked.
No, the knit spot.
The knit spot.
Yeah.
Right?
But there were
so many people in the booth. And you were like this. You were like this. You were like this. Like, the people were all like, everybody was like this, and you were like, and I was like, oh God, why? And I'm like fumbling for my phone, and you were like, trying to get out.
I just wanted to get in there so bad, and then when I got in, I could not get out.
You could not get out fast
enough. At all. I couldn't get out.
Oh my God.
But so I'm standing there, and I see Jake, and Kimberly and Lori are standing there, and Kimberly's like, and
Kimberly and I are just, hi. Yeah, we're just like, you're looking at us, and we're like,
so I kind of just like walk over, and I just like
stand
there
this. Like, wait, so this is you. Like, this is you. Hold on. I got to give myself some leash. So like, let's say you're the grocery girls and I'm you, but there were other people there talking to them.
Yeah.
So like, you're like this. You're like, and you did it like 5 times. You're like,
I felt really dumb. And Jody was so cute because Tracy had her back like turned, but Jody, and she kept going like this to me, like, oh, she was so nice. We took a picture, and Jody was, I said, I'm really sorry. And she goes, it's okay. I said, I'm really sorry to interrupt you. I was like, and she goes, it's okay. Let's take a picture. So we took a picture, and I said, I saw you yesterday, but I fell. And Jody goes, you fell? I didn't see. And I said, I know, because you're not a douchebag. And she goes, what? And I said, well, if you had seen and you didn't come help me, you would have been a real douchebag, but you're not, because you're my friend. And she was like, okay. So funny. And Tracy was just like, yeah, we would have helped you. I was like, well, I know, because you didn't see. It was ridiculous.
oh
It was
God.
ridiculous.
Hysterical.
It was crazy. Yeah, that was pretty funny. But once the hill thing was done, it really did feel like it was time to go.
Yeah, you were like, okay, let's get through these barns and we're done.
We didn't even go, and then I had
And
like
I
a
didn't
massive.
I didn't care.
On Sunday, I almost needed, like, I could feel like I could have used my inhaler, because I'm allergic to hay, and there's hay everywhere. But yeah, Sunday was more enjoyable. Oh, you know those socks I got for Michael? I got Michael these socks from this alpaca booth.
Yep.
He's obsessed with them. I'm like, damn it, I should have bought like a ton of them. Wonder if I could find them.
You know where you can get them? Northlight Fibers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. He's obsessed with them.
Yeah, because
so
I bought like 5. They might not be the exact. I got like, they're like super thick, right?
Yeah, but they're like fleecy on the inside.
Yeah.
They're like jersey.
I have them. They're stunning.
They're awesome.
Yeah.
So I got him those. I mean, I didn't buy anything at Woolen Folk. I mean, at Rhinebeck, I didn't buy anything at all except for the thing from Thread and Maple.
Oh, we need to talk about that.
Which we can talk about Thread and Maple. And then we finally got to meet from Feederbrook.
Oh yes, Lisa
We
Westra.
finally got to meet Lisa. Lisa was vending at Rhinebeck, and she had her, and we decided that this was on the wrong it was on the wrong
labels,
label.
yeah.
The label's wrong, but this is her bulky.
We've always had the DK, the Entropy DK.
And she had this super awesome
Cowl
that we're gonna make a sample of out of this yarn and get it in the shop because it is so good. And she was so nice. And their booth was packed. And so I'm standing out there like a proud aunt or something, and I'm like, there's people walking by and they're like, what is this? I'm like, Feederbrook, you gotta get it. Get in there.
Yeah.
Their booth was mobbed, and it was so good to see a small business thriving. It was great.
Yeah, if I had to guess, she's probably been going there for years.
All right, so yesterday I posted about if you have any questions about for us about the podcast. So let's see. Somebody asked, where did you stay? We stayed at the Marriott Courtyard in Kingston. Which I would totally stay at again. Me too. It was great. Did you plan projects to look for yarn for before the weekend? As much as I thought I would, I actually didn't. I bought a couple of single skeins that I didn't show that I'm going to use for socks, and except one of them I think might become a shawl, because they're 2 colors that kind of go together. We kind of got there and we were thinking about all the yarn here that we have to make things for, and I was thinking about my cabinet full of things that I had, and I really didn't have something in mind. I just knew that if I saw something, I wanted to just be free to get it if I wanted to get it.
Yeah, so my thought process, so a couple of things. I was so busy leading up to Rhinebeck that I don't have time to plan projects before we go there. And then the other thing is that I kind of go there for inspiration. There are so many samples there that,
and we tried to make sure to take pictures of the samples that we wanted to have, and also we sort of went with yarns that we carry on purpose, or that are carrying, like the Wool Dreamers. We didn't say this, but we are going to be carrying Wool Dreamers yarn.
Right.
in the shop. Sorry, we didn't say
Right.
that.
So any yarn that I got.
Yeah, literally anything.
And anything that I got is stuff that either I already carry or that I plan on carrying.
Yeah.
So that is the only yarn that I bought.
All right, this is a really good question from Caitlin. What is something to make sure you do if Rhinebeck will be your first fiber festival for 2023? So if you were going to give advice to somebody going for the first time, what would you say?
That's a great question. What is something to make sure that you do?
I would say for sure, plan on going to Rhinebeck Saturday and Sunday. Like, have low expectations about purchasing things on Saturday. Just go for the experience and whatever. And if you buy your tickets ahead of time, they're cheaper. And plan to do your looking around and shopping and spending time in more comfort on Sunday, for sure.
Yes, I believe that there are half as many people there on Sunday as there are on Saturday. Saturday is so much more crowded than Sunday.
Get the fried pickles.
Oh yeah,
I could go for some fried pickles.
Those fried pickles were amazing. And Stephanie said this is silly.
The Brussels sprouts.
No, the pierogies.
Oh yeah.
No, but seriously, folks.
Also, the cake. We were talking like, oh, maybe next year we go to Woolen Folk and then Rhinebeck on Sunday.
Oh.
No, I'm never not going to cake.
That's the thing. So we were so funny. We were like, what did we like? We were like, oh yeah, we'll go to cake and Woolen Folk and. What did we say?
We said you were like, we're going to skip it Saturday next year and just go on Sunday.
Right.
And I was like,
that's never going to happen because
we want to see all the
like
people.
The meet and greet stuff happens on Saturday at Rhinebeck, so we would never not do it because the meet and greet is the most fun stuff.
Yeah.
So you definitely, in my opinion, you really want to go to Rhinebeck both days.
Mm-hmm.
The most important thing. Oh wow, it's past 10 o'clock. Whoa.
I'll get it.
Okay. The number one most important thing, comfortable shoes. That is the most important thing.
About my nail polish.
Oh. So, that's the number one most important thing is comfortable shoes. The other thing is, if you're planning on knitting something, you really want to plan it out, like I would say at least 2 months ahead of time. And you want to make sure you have something to wear in warm weather and in cold weather because you just don't know what the weather's going to be. Another thing is get your accommodations early. Because people already have their accommodations now for 2023.
Along the lines of comfortable shoes, on Friday, I wore some sneakers and I was like, they were just like flat sneakers. They were cute, but I was like, oh, my feet were hurting. All I wanted to do was wear my Birkenstocks. It was so gorgeous out and it's what I have on my feet right now. They're just like the most comfortable thing that I wanted to wear them. But my toenails needed some polish. So we're leaving.
Everybody was pointing at her toenails.
No, it's just a thing. I have to have cute toenails. So I said to Lori, can you just stop at the Walmart on the way to the hotel and I'm going to get some nail polish.
In the title of this, you're going to have to say, make sure you watch till the end.
Oh my God. So we pull into Walmart and this one, she parks right in the fire lane. And I'm like thinking to myself, like, oh, she's just letting me out. Yeah. So I go in the store. She stayed there.
Kevin Land inhabited my body.
So I get into the store and I'm like hoofing it down to the nail polish. And in this particular Walmart, there were quite a few things that were like locked up. So I get over to like the beauty department and there's this youngish gentleman, probably like 18, 19 years old. And he's standing in front of the glassed enclosed, locked up condoms and lube section of Walmart. And he's just standing there and he's just staring at all the stuff. And I kind of giggle, and I'm like going to go around him, and I'm about to say, excuse me. And I look down the aisle, and coming towards us are not one, but two nuns, fully in a habit, all ready to go to wherever they were going, but they first stopped at Walmart.
When do you ever see a nun in full habit nowadays?
I'm telling you, full thing. The woman comes, so then I stop because I'm not about to cut off the nun, and she goes around, she sees the kid looking at the lube and the condoms, and she turns to him and she goes like this. And then she keeps walking. I was dying laughing. So then I run down, grab my nail polish, go out, pay, get out. This one's still in the fire lane. I get in the car. I'm like, wow, you should have come in.
I mean, I was so sad. I missed it.
It was the funniest thing I'd ever seen. This kid's face was like, he was mortified. Like, he couldn't have been more mortified when I turned around the corner and watched him standing there. But then the nun.
Oh my
so
gosh.
funny. It was so funny.
And on that note,
yeah,
we should
probably open the shop. Oh my gosh, no one is gonna watch this whole thing. An hour and 40
listen,
minutes.
then it's their loss. That's what I say.
Well,
Is someone walking in?
We do. We have a customer.
All right.
Well, I think we got almost
thanks
all the
so
things.
much if you watched this long. Wow, this is definitely our longest podcast ever.
Have a wonderful weekend. TGIF. Hope you enjoy watching this tonight.
All right.
On your special
We know
night
we
in.
had fun doing it. So
Take care.
thanks for watching.